One time, me and golly, like three of my friends, we went out cruising around. You know, back when we lived in the desert, there wasn't much to do other than drive around out in the desert and drink beer and whatever. So one time, my friend had gotten his mother's car, and we were in high school, we were pretty young, and we were out four wheeling on this like kind of like a power line road, and we got down into this big old dip, and we couldn't get out, so we started working on that car, trying to get clear a path and push it, and it wouldn't quite make it. It had to back down. And, we did this for, God, a couple hours until finally we got up on the top of the hill. And once we got that car on the top of the hill, there was like four or five of us just going, whoa, screaming real loud. And it was probably 12 at night or 1 in the morning. And we started screaming and hollering, and next thing you know, man, you started hearing the gunshots. And it was just like a Sergeant Rock comic book, you hear the bullet coming by you. Vip! It did. It sounded just like the way they spelt it. And we were running. And I caught up to my friends because what we were doing was we didn't want to get the car stuck with all the weight of us guys in there, so we were letting him drive, and we were kind of just running behind him. But once them gunshots started, man, I remember just diving in the passenger window, and the rest of them dudes were right in after me. We slipped into that car through that window like nothing, and just hauled ass. But there was this crazy lady that lived down in that area, and we always thought it was her that was shooting at us because we remember seeing her out in the desert. Every now and then you'd see her pop out of the desert, and she'd have a canteen, like a military canteen on one side, and on the other side she had a pistol, and she always wore like a cowboy hat and dressed kind of like a cowboy, you know what I mean? And she was a trip. But we always figured that was the lady that was pop shotting at us that night. It was crazy. I remember being on that place, Speedway I was telling you about, and I'm in my Chevelle with my friend, and we're driving on the right side of the road. There was a 4-lane road, 2 going each way, and this van kind of pulled up to the road, on the road we were on, and I thought he was going to keep going, so I kind of swerved out of the way, and that's all we did was swerve out of the way, and we stopped at the stoplight, and here comes that dude. And he gets right next to us, and he starts pointing this .38 snubby at us. And I remember just hitting the gas and just running the red light, you know what I mean, and just blazing it. I don't know what that dude's trip was. Maybe he was a serial killer. Who knows? That was just another crazy event. What's out there, Sam? Jackson's pretty sick. I'm not sure if he's having seizures or what. We can't get into the vet, so we'll try and take him in as soon as we can and see what's going on with him. I fear the worst. Hopefully everything will work out for the best. You love your pets, and then one day they break your heart. No real way around it. Yeah, so I was just thinking about that. Some weird, strange occurrences in my life. I call getting shot at. Weird. Anyway, I'll catch you guys. Oh, jeez. I don't even know if I should tell this one. Should I tell this one? Okay, so if we're talking about guns and stuff, and back in the day, I was more into having a fun time and chasing girls than fighting and getting all rowdy. And I had those kind of friends too, you know what I mean? But and this night at another bar, I was talking to a couple of these kind of guys, and they were a couple long-haired dudes from kind of from the country, out there in Arizona. And they were cool dudes, you know what I mean? But they just were just amped a little bit higher than the average bear. And anyway, I'm talking to Billy, and I'm trying to think of the other guy's name, Mike, I think. It's been years. Anyway, we're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden, here comes this dude pulling up. And he's just some dude in a car. And of course, one of them guys was all, "What are you looking at?" and the dude pulls a gun on us. And no sooner that he pulls the gun on us, Billy's on the hood of the car trying to punch his way through the windshield, and the other dude is just tagging the dude in the face through the windshield, or through the driver's side window. And I'm just like backpedaling, away from this deal, away from this gun. And all of a sudden the dude just hits the gas. And at the end of the parking lot was like, I guess it was like telephone poles cut and set into the ground with a big, cable through it. And he just jackknifes the car onto that stump, and the door opens and he goes running. Leaves the car actually running and on that stump. And I'm just backing away trying to get to my El Camino and get out of there. But that was just another one of them nights, where I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And those two guys, who knows whatever happened to them. Moral of the story, careful who you talk to. For sure.